Let's begin with the opening slide. When you hear the phrase house flipping, most people picture risk, luck, maybe a dramatic before and after story on TV. But as this title slide sets up, the real promise here is much quieter and much more powerful. This isn't about one lucky deal. It's about repeatable success. Jay Scott's core idea is simple. Profitable flippers don't gamble on homes, they build systems. Systems that work whether the market is hot, cold, or somewhere in between. Keep that idea in the back of your mind as we move forward, because every slide builds on it. Now, as we move into the agenda slide, notice the framing. We're not asking, how do I flip a house fast? We're asking deeper questions. Why does flipping fail so often? Why does it work so well for a small group of people? Where is profit actually created? Not imagined, not hoped for, but mathematically secured. And most importantly, what can you do right after this session that actually moves you forward? This isn't theory for theory's sake. It's practical, grounded, and meant to be applied. That leads us to the first core idea. Flipping is a business, not a bet. As this slide shows, most losses in house flipping from bad markets, they come from emotional decisions, overconfidence, rushing, falling in love with a property. Profitable investors do the opposite. They rely on structure, math, and discipline. They assume things will go wrong and plan for it. They don't need everything to go right, just enough to go right consistently. And before we go further, this is a good moment to pause and support your learning. If you want a step-by-step PDF you can follow alongside this video, you'll find it linked below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, because the deeper lessons around money, leverage, and long-term thinking build over time. Now let's talk about where profit really begins. Notice the next slide. Profit is locked in at purchase. This is one of the most uncomfortable truths for beginners. Most people obsess over selling price. Experienced flippers obsess over acquisition discipline. They know that once you buy wrong, no amount of clever renovation or marketing can fully save the deal, so they stay conservative. After repair values are estimated carefully. Costs are calculated before emotions enter the room. And profit isn't a wish, it's decided up front. Gary Keller echoes this in The Millionaire Real Estate Investor. The deal is either good on paper or it's not a deal at all. From there, we zoom out to location and focus. Small areas beat big ambitions. This slide highlights something counterintuitive. You don't win by chasing deals everywhere. You win by knowing one place deeply. The streets, the buyers, the price ranges, the contractors. This is where the connection to atomic habits becomes clear. Small, repeated actions in a focused environment compound. When you master one local market, your speed improves, your mistakes shrink, and your confidence grows. You stop guessing and start recognizing patterns. Then comes the stage where many profits quietly disappear. Renovation. As this slide says, rehabs win or lose the deal. Over-renovation destroys profit without announcing it. Underplanning creates chaos that eats time and money. Jay Scott's emphasis on a detailed scope of work isn't busy work, it's control. When every phase is planned, when contingencies are built in, surprises lose their power. You're no longer reacting, you're executing. But execution doesn't happen alone. This brings us to scaling through people. Notice the shift here. Flipping becomes repeatable only when the investor stops doing everything. Contractors, agents, lenders, each plays a role. Clear agreements replace assumptions. Trust is built through consistency, not charisma. Ryan Holiday's idea from The Obstacle is the Way fits well here. What looks like friction, managing people, documenting processes, is actually the path to durability. Now we arrive at selling. The market rewards clarity. Clean presentation shortens days on market and protects price. This isn't about luxury staging or flashy marketing. It's about removing uncertainty for the buyer. When the property feels cared for, documented, and straightforward, buyers move faster. Deals fall apart less often. Selling at this stage isn't luck. It's the final step of disciplined execution. Next, the actionable takeaways slide pulls everything together. These aren't dramatic moves. They're practical ones. Analyze real properties, build a simple financial resume, create reusable templates, walk properties before making offers, review every deal as a system. The common thread here is repetition with reflection. You're not chasing perfection, you're building feedback loops. And now let's pause on the reflection slide. This question matters more than it first appears. Are you trying to make money on your next deal, or are you building a process that works on every deal? Take a moment with that. I'd genuinely like to hear your answer. Drop a comment below. Are you focused on quick wins right now or long-term systems? Reading different perspectives here adds value for everyone watching. Finally, we arrive at the conclusion. House flipping, when done right, rewards patience, structure, and humility. When treated as a business, it stops feeling risky and starts feeling predictable. Not easy, not effortless, but understandable. And that's the real advantage. You're no longer guessing, you're deciding. To make this practical, don't forget to grab the PDF linked in the description. It's designed to turn these ideas into action. Subscribe if you want more content like this, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future deep dives into strategy, investing, and building durable income streams. The next step isn't a big leap. It's a small, disciplined one, and that's exactly how real progress starts.